Quello che vedremo oggi è un
Today
grande
we will see a great yacht, the Ferretti Yachts 780. It's a newcomer being presented at Cannes for the 2017 Yachting Festival. As all new products, the 780 promises to be an improvement on previous versions. We often use terms like luxury and comfort, which are almost a given on a 78-foot hull. But this yacht has something else. It continues with the solutions and style of the older sister, the Ferretti Yachts 920, born and built in the same period. As a result, it's a more elegant, more functional yacht. It is a modern and sporty hull. Look at its profile. The line that connects the bridge with the flying bridge, the cut of the windows and the windshield radically changes the aesthetics. But it's not just about a new look. The Ferretti product evolves in every area. There is a new addition to the stern, where the folding hatch offers a relaxing area with modular space, 1 or 2 armchairs. If it is too hot, just mount the awning. In the sidings, they have built larger docks, very useful. If you look at the yachts built a few years ago, you'll see that they did not have all this living space in the bow. Here, they have dug the forms up to the windshield to give space to this larger sofa with the dining table, in addition to the sunbathing area. Finally, a different-looking flying bridge. Different in its shapes, the furniture is all low, and also in the fabrics, the colours. Look, some furnishings are fixed, such as the kitchen, the tables, the wheel. Others are mobile.
The
countertop that covers the kitchen is gorgeous, just a bit heavy. There are 2 living areas. One even holds up to 8 people. These perforated fabrics are fresh and ideal even if your sunbathing suit is still wet. The hardtop completes the boat but is not mandatory, and if you want support for radar antennas, you may prefer a simple arc. The central part can be glass or canvas. Sometimes emptying or removing things is equivalent to having more space, a concept that has long led to the disappearance of glass that divides the outer cockpit from the inside, thus obtaining a very long open space. In the entrance area, there are the sofas, and in front of them, a side equipped with furniture and a television. The lights trace the waves in the ceiling. With our cameras, we can show you the colours of these furnishings, but we would also like to give you the pleasure of touching these fabrics.
The
salon could be made even more open by removing this bulkhead and joining it with the kitchen. There are 4 cabins and they have all beautiful bathrooms en suite. Let's open the curtain on the owner's cabin. Obviously, it's the most beautiful, full beam with various storage units, a love seat, the closet is partially hidden, bathroom with separate shower. The vanity area is really special, and I think that this will help convince a few owners. The VIP is located in the bow, and its internal height is over 2 meters. The bathroom suite has a very original storage column. There are 2 guest cabins, located 1 on each side. Both have 2 bunks, 2 mirrors, 2 portholes, and each one has its own bathroom.
Ed eccoci nella timoneria del Ferretti 780. Poltrona di guida.
And here we are in the wheelhouse of the Ferretti 780. Comfortable pilot's chair, door ready to escape from to the side and throttle. Well, I'm a bit far, but if you have to adjust the trim, I have to stand and reach up to here. Well, okay, it just means that I will pilot on my feet.
D'accordo, è una barca nuova, interessante, elegante.
All in all, it's new, interesting, an elegant boat, but until we can actually sail, we cannot complete our judgment. And so, let's go.
Il Ferretti 780 ha una lunghezza fuori tutto di
The Ferretti 780 has an overall length of 23 metres and 76 centimetres and a hull length of 22 metres and 76 centimetres. But what really matters is the length of the waterline, 19 metres and 53 centimetres. So I would say amongst the highest in its category with a width of 5 metres and 77 centimetres.
Tutti i dati di questa imbarcazione sono particolarmente interessanti. Mi piace sottolineare ad esempio il numero.
All the details of this boat are particularly interesting. I like to emphasise, for example, the maximum number of people on board, up to 20. Fuel tank capacity, 5,000 litres. Water, a little over 1,000 litres. The displacement varies from 55 tonnes empty up to 65 tonnes fully loaded.
Portiamo la barca implanata.
Let's bring the boat into planing. On this unit, the propulsion is obviously shaft line. The engines, well, you can choose between the Mando 1,400 horsepower and the Mando 1,550 horsepower.
Diamo gas dolcemente.
We'll give gas little by little and the boat begins to plane, and at a speed of 12 knots and 1,250 RPM.
La giornata è grigia. Il cielo è nuvoloso.
The day's grey, the sky is cloudy, but even if it was sunny, it would be a perfect wheelhouse, because if it's all dark, your eyes are caught by only two elements, the sea, to see where we are sailing, and the instruments to understand what's going on board.
Siamo a 1600 giri motore e la velocità.
We are at 1,600 RPM and our speed is 16 knots. At this time, the consumption of each unit is 120 litres per hour.
Mi piace anche il fatto che la postazione di pilotaggio
I
sia.
also like the fact that the pilot station is so far forward. It seems to have better contact with the hull to give a better sense of the sea.
La timoneria di questa unità è
The
elettronica.
steering wheel of this unit is electronic and can be customised according to the wishes of the pilot, who may choose a softer, smoother response, or more demanding, more determined way. Well, it all depends on their desire.
Cambia la velocità, ma
The speed changes, but the trim does not vary. It always keeps the same running angle on the water. We have reached 20 knots, 1,760 RPM. At this stage, I noticed how our speed grew much more than the increase in the engine speeds, and this is why the efficiency of the hull has increased. We engage in a turn and note that the banking angle is really minimal, partially because it's a 24-metre vessel, and partially because the boat is stabilised.
siamo arrivati a 2000 giri. Adesso il consumo è di 400.
We arrived at 2,000 RPM. Now it has a total consumption of 400 litres per hour and our speed is 24 knots. This could be the cruising pace of this unit, but in fact the engines could maintain a continuous regime of 2,100 RPM and therefore the cruising speed could be a bit higher.
E infatti,
And in fact, at 2,100 RPM, the speed has risen to 26 knots. But that's not even the maximum.
con i motori più
With the
potenti,
more powerful engines, the two Mando 1,550 horsepower, the maximum speed of the Ferretti 780 is up to 31 knots. And right now we are almost fully loaded.
prima di
Before
partire,
leaving, I criticised the pilot station somewhat, but that's a minor detail. Now that I've tried it, I can say that the rest, The rest is great.